Have you ever felt you needed to be perfect to be loved, living with a constant fear of making a mistake? As if you were a beautiful glass doll that could shatter at any moment, and that any crack would make you unworthy of affection? Welcome to my vessel of light. If you're here, perhaps your soul recognizes the unbearable weight of maintaining a facade of perfection. Maybe you have strived your whole life to be flawless, fearing that your true, imperfect essence is not enough to be truly loved. You are about to embark on a tender, timeless narrative. A story that reveals the sacred truth that perfection is not what makes us worthy of love. Instead, it is our vulnerability and authenticity that open us to the deepest, most sincere connection. This journey will show you how the light of true acceptance, both from yourself and others, can only enter through the cracks you fear. Healing is not about becoming perfect, but learning to love yourself with all your imperfections. Once upon a time, in a city where homes were built with stone bricks and windows sparkled in the sun, lived a young woman named Aurora. To all who knew her, she was considered a perfect woman. Her home was immaculate. Her words were always gentle and carefully chosen. She was the picture of tranquility and serenity. But deep inside, Aurora felt like a glass doll, beautiful yet fragile. She lived with a constant, debilitating fear of making a mistake, of being judged, of having her perfect facade shattered. This paralyzing fear was an inheritance from her childhood. She had grown up hearing that she was only praised when she did things flawlessly, and the slightest failure would result in a severe, cold rebuke. She learned that love was conditional on her perfection. The weight of maintaining this facade was overwhelming. She was always exhausted, her soul in a constant state of high alert. She isolated herself not because she disliked people, but because she feared that intimacy would reveal the small cracks she worked so hard to hide. Despite her beauty and apparent tranquility, Aurora lived in a prison of her own making. She longed to be loved for who she truly was, but could not allow herself to show her genuine essence, believing that imperfection would inevitably lead to rejection and abandonment. One day, while walking through a forgotten part of the city, she found a small iron gate that led to a hidden garden. It was a wild, untamed, and disorderly place, but it had an undeniable beauty, with flowers of all kinds growing freely among the stones. In the midst of this natural beauty, she saw an old woman sitting, wearing simple clothes, and with a kind smile. The woman was the guardian of the hidden garden, known for her wisdom about imperfection and the beauty that blooms in unexpected places. With a voice full of sadness, Aurora confided her dilemma to the guardian. "I feel like a glass doll, and that if I allow myself a single crack, I will shatter, and no one will love me anymore," she said. "How can I find peace living with this fear of being imperfect?" The guardian looked at her with profound compassion and, with a gentle smile, handed her a seed. "Take this seed. It is the seed of a rare flower that only blooms with light and with rainwater. You will have to plant it in a cracked vase so the rain and light can reach it in a way a perfect vase does not allow. That will give you your answer." Aurora was confused, but she accepted the seed. She returned home and, after searching through her entire collection of perfect vases, she found a single, forgotten, broken ceramic vase with a deep crack in its side. It was a vase she had neglected, ashamed of its imperfection. She planted the seed in that cracked vase and placed it on her windowsill. Every day she watched it, waiting for something to happen. The rain fell and the water seeped through the cracks of the vase. The sun shone and the light also passed through them. Aurora began to realize that, contrary to what she thought, the vase was not being destroyed by the crack. On the contrary, it was allowing life to fill it in a way that none of her perfect vases could. The crack, which she saw as a flaw, was in fact a doorway to a new kind of life and a new kind of beauty. With time, a small green shoot began to emerge. The flower grew and it became one of the most beautiful flowers Aurora had ever seen. It was unique, and its beauty came precisely from the fact that it was growing in an imperfect vase, nourished by the light and water that the crack allowed in. It was in that moment of profound understanding that something shifted inside Aurora. She realized that the vase did not become imperfect because of the crack. It became beautiful because of it. And in that instant, she understood that the same truth applied to her own life. Her imperfections were not flaws that made her unworthy of love. They were her humanity. They were the very cracks that allowed the light of the world and the light of her soul to meet. The perfection she sought was the wall that prevented her from truly connecting with the world and with herself. The guardian of the hidden garden was right. True beauty and true peace do not reside in the absence of flaws, but in the courage to embrace them, to allow the light to enter through them, and to recognize that life, in all its beauty, often blooms from imperfection. Aurora returned to her life with a lighter heart and a new perspective. She stopped fighting to be the glass doll and began to allow herself to be herself, with all her cracks and imperfections. She opened herself up to people, revealing a bit of her vulnerability, and discovered that the love she received was deeper and truer than any love she had received for being perfect. This story teaches us a profound and undeniable lesson. Many of us live like the glass doll, afraid of our own fragility. We are afraid of being broken, of being seen for who we truly are. But the beauty of the cracked vase shows us that our imperfections do not diminish us. They are our humanity. They are the very channels that allow the light of the world and the light of our soul to meet and to nourish the new life that we can create. We no longer need to live in fear. The true strength is not in being unbreakable, but in allowing the light to enter through our cracks, and in letting a new, beautiful life bloom from them. And today, this light, the gentle glow of self-acceptance and a profound connection with your own unique story, belongs to you. Your existence does not have to be perfect to be of incalculable value. Your heart does not have to be flawless to find its deepest peace. You are a masterpiece, intricately woven, gracefully unfolding with every breath. You are sufficient, exactly as you are. You are a radiant vessel of light, destined to bloom beautifully, piece by piece, in your own perfect, sacred time, radiating a connection that begins from within and extends through all seasons of your life. If this story touched your heart, if you found an echo of your own journey in this story about perfection, please consider giving this video a like. Share your ideas in the comments. We would love to know which part of this story resonated with you the most. And if you seek a gentle refuge, a space where understanding blossoms and weariness finds solace, come rest with us and subscribe to my Vessel of Light.